Welcome back to Diving Into Watches. So before we get into it, happy Memorial Weekend. I hope you all guys have a great weekend. Remember, this weekend is not about the living veterans. It is about those that paid the ultimate sacrifice, those that have gone to sacrifice for our freedoms, those that we've buried, those are brothers and sisters that we've lost in combat throughout the past wars. And so just remember, Memorial Day is for them. Remember them. Veterans Day is for us or those that are alive. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. So, lot to unpack in this video here. I'll try to keep it short, but we're definitely going to do a review. But some awesome things have happened. Number one is we broke 1,000 subscribers. We're well on our way past 1,000 subscribers now. So thank you from the bottom of this combat vet's heart. I appreciate all the kind words, all the compliments, all the critiques, all the things that have helped me improve the quality of these videos and the interactions with every single one of you who watch, and to all my newcomers who are joining us for the first time, welcome to the channel. As I said, we broke 1,000 subscribers, and as I said, I am doing a giveaway. Actually, I'm giving away 2 watches in this one from my personal collection. No, it's not the Tudor, so don't ask. I'm not giving that one away. So you have to stick around to the end of the video to see the watches that I'm giving away, but I think you'll like them. They are great starter watches for anyone new into the watch collecting world. One is an excellent beginner open journey entry level dress chronograph, and the other one is a solid entry level dive watch that is phenomenal. They are both fantastic watches. And I think whoever wins these will be very happy with them. So stay tuned to the end of the video, and then I will go over the details and how to win those, and I will show you the watches that I am giving away. But let's jump into this week's review. As you know, in this channel, we do like our micro brands. There's no doubt about it, but we like our bigger brands, but we do like our micro brands, and obviously the 2 micro brands that we really like are Spinnaker and Aragon. I think that they have demonstrated unique designs, quality, craftsmanship, affordability, great watches for the price, the great specs. But the one we're definitely going to be looking at today is we're going to be looking at another Aragon, but not just any Aragon. This is an Aragon quartz that uses the Ronda 8040 N quartz 13 jewel. It is the Caprice, and it is a chronograph, 200 meter depth, water resistant chronograph. I'll go into a little more about that one. I don't know if I would go diving with this one, and I'll show you why when I get to the things that I'm not 100% sure about on this one, but we will definitely take a look at that one. But overall, it is a fantastic watch, and we're going to take an in-depth look at it. As you know, I'm a big fan of Aragon. I think they build quality watches. They build big watches. This is one of the few companies that builds 50 millimeter watches, other than maybe Invicta, but doesn't look as crazy as Invictas are. So they'll build this. He'll build 2 of the same watch, but one will be 43, 44. You're lucky if you can get a 41, but typically 43, 44, maybe 45, and then a 50. We are looking at a 43 millimeter chronograph. It's called the Caprice Chrono quartz watch. I don't have a lot of quartz, but this one is very nice. It has so many cool features on it again, I think that Aragon has done a fantastic job. I picked this one up when it was on sale. I think I picked it up for $116. I just looked on the website. I think right now they're listed at $278. But even at $278, what you get as far as quality for this watch and the build of the watch, I don't think you can go wrong. Understanding what a chrono is. A chrono is not a dive watch. There are watch companies that make chrono divers, but typically chrono is not anything to do with water or going into diving, etc. They're typically more for your racing, air, car racing, that kind of thing. Sports car driving, timing distances and known distances to track a speed or lap speeds, etc. So I think this one is really cool. It does get wrist time with me. Really? Surprisingly, more so than I expected. Very comfortable. There's some things I don't like about it, but there's more things I like about it that I think they far outweigh the negatives. And I would say they're negatives. They're just little things, and we will get into that on the bench. So if you have not checked out Aragon, definitely go over to their website. Check them out. They always have clearances. They always have sales. They're always bringing out new watches and cool watches. But if you're definitely in the ones that are on the bigger side, definitely check them out. If you've got a bigger wrist and you can handle 50 millimeter watches, they make cool watches. I have a 6 1/4 inch wrist, and I cannot do those big 50 millimeters. They are just too big. So without further ado, let's jump over the bench and let's take a look at the Aragon Caprice Chrono with the Swiss Ronda 8040N 13 jewel quartz movement. Okay, here we are over on the bench taking a look at the Aragon Caprice Chrono and all its coolness. Before we get into everything that's really cool about this watch and the uniqueness and the cool things on the dial, let's go ahead and jump into the dimensions real quick. We'll knock those out. As I stated, it is a 43 millimeter case. It is lug width 48 millimeters from lug to lug. It is a 16 millimeter thick watch, and it is a 20 millimeter bandwidth. It is a K1, what did it say? It was a K1 hardened mineral crystal, so it is not a sapphire crystal. It is a Swiss Ronda movement with double pushers, and it says it's 200 meters water resistance. And I'll talk about why I'm not 100% sure I'd go 200 meters with this watch. But looking at the dial, we'll go ahead and take a look at, we got those there. We'll go ahead and take a look at the dial and see what it looks like. So the dial can be busy because there's a lot going on here, but I think it's laid out very, very nicely. You have your tenths of a second, your seconds, your minutes, and then your hundredths of a second up here going around on with the stopwatch hand. We'll run that in a second. And then at the bottom down here, you have the date window. These turn individually of themselves. So when it turns to 24, it's not a dial. What's the word I'm looking for? It is not a date dial in there where the whole number just moves at once. This, just the 4 will slip. So these two numbers change independent of each other, which I think is totally, totally cool. And then at the top of the watch, you have the date. So it'll reflect on the date that it's on. So here you can see it says it's Thursday. So when you hit the pusher to start it, you'll feel a positive click. The tenths of a second will take off. Then your countdown will go. Your seconds will run. And then your minutes. When it hits 30 seconds, the tenths of a second will stop. And we'll let that run down through in a second. And then it can track up to 30 minutes. And then it goes on. And then, so the max you can track on this would be 30 minutes on the chrono. So this is not going to be like a 24-hour chrono, etc. So when you get down here to 30 seconds, it should, yeah, see the tenths of a second stop. This continues. You push the upper pusher again to hit stop. And then it'll jump to the tenths of a second to tell you where tenths of a second was. And then your time down here, so you can either see speed or time. When you hit the reset down here in the bottom one, this is not a flyback. So the countdown will not fly back. It'll just smoothly run back to the 12 o'clock position, just like that. And then now it's reset. It has baton hands on it that are loomed. The individual indices are loomed. When you're looking at the watch itself, the inner chapter bezel ring is really cool. The indices are inlaid in the inner chapter ring very, very nicely. They are, everything is, the indices are applied. The day, the date, the Aragon, the chronometer, and then the printing on the dial, that's all printed. And then the indices are applied and they are loomed. And then you have the date window down at the bottom. You have 2 pushers on the side. And then the crown is it is a screw down crown that does pop out. So you do have that extent as far as water resistance, and it screws in. And then one of the cool things that Aragon did here on the side is this is loomed right here. So this lights up and loomed, and we'll hit it with the loom shop in a second. You have a very sterile, clean, brushed bezel on the outside because all the action, everything goes on inside of it. And then the sides are brushed, a very nice pattern. Then in the back, you have an exhibition display back that is showing you the Swiss Ronda 13 jewel movement. Not that there's really much to see back here. As you can see, there's really nothing to see. They did gold plate it, so it looks kind of cool. You can see the battery and the different things, and then it just gives you the basic information around here. Water resistance, 660 feet, Swiss movement, Ronda 8040N. And then it does tell you down here, wing engineered Ronda 8040N movement, Aragon, and then the KA309, I'm not sure what the KO309 is. It is 316 stainless steel. It is a screw down case back. And then these are your standard spring bars. The reason I say that I don't know if I would do a lot of water in this one is these pushers are not screw down. So they obviously have seals in them if they're saying this can go 600 feet. but they are strictly pusher. There is no screw down like a lot of your diver chronos. You'll have these pushers like on the coming to the top of my head here, the Seiko Flightmaster, the your Rolex Daytonas, any of those chronos that are dive ones, they have those will be screw down crowns. The Seiko Arnie, these are screw in, so you have to unscrew them so that you can use them. These are not screw in, so I don't know how water resistant these are going to be. So if you were to buy this watch and take it in the water, if he's saying it's 200 meters, I got to trust that he's talking what he's talking about. I just definitely would not be using these pushers underwater. That's for sure. It's on a silicone strap. I'm not a huge fan of silicone because I think I've got some shots. I think I've got some pictures I'll show. If you're looking at the pictures that I popped up, you'll see that it attracts all kinds of lint and dirt. I do like that they use the keeper follower here down here on the buckle. It is a branded brushed buckle, so it keeps with the theme of the watch. It is comfortable. It is a very, very comfortable, and we will do some wrist shots. So it's a very comfortable watch, no complaints at all. But the only drawback, I think, is the pushers on that one. So let's go ahead and flick off the lights. Let's get some lume look, and then we'll do a wrist shot. Okay, here's our lume shot. You can see the lume is very, very good. You can see it. The lume is kind of grainy. Even though it's hit with the black light, the lume on the baton hands is kind of grainy. It did not say if it was Super Luminova or CGW3 or whatever their one is. But the lume is fine. Again, it's a chrono. You're not getting it for the lume. You can see the lume hands. You can see the indices for the chrono are loomed. So I'll go ahead and hit this. Go ahead and start the chrono. So you can see those are loomed. You can see the seconds hand that goes across is loomed, and then the indices are loomed, and then the pip, the end of the crown is loomed, which is really, really cool. But I would not say that this is super high end, Super Luminova lume. You can already see the hands already kind of go, and then indices are different, are staying much brighter. So I think it's either a lesser quality or just not as thick applied lume on the hands as it is on the indices. So let's go ahead and flick the light back on, and then we will do a wrist check on it. Okay, here it is on my 6 1/4 inch wrist. It looks and feels very, very good. You can tell by that 48 millimeter lug to lug that it fits my wrist very, very comfortably. Being 16 millimeters, it does sit thick on the wrist. There's no doubt about that one, but it's not overly massive. It does have wrist presence. The 50 would just be really massive on my wrist. One of the things I did notice is if you can see the strap here, I'm almost all the way to the end here, and you can see that there's hardly any left over on the end. So this 43 might be a little small. This strap might be a little small on a bigger wrist. You might have to go to the 50 or see if you can find a different band. But the way this band integrates into the case, it might be a little bit tough time when it fits like that one perfectly. But that is probably one of the only things I see other than the stuff that it picks up. It's extremely comfortable. It feels really good on the wrist. I have absolutely no issues there. It's like 5.2 ounces. I don't know what that equates to in grams, but it is not heavy on the wrist. It's very comfortable. I have absolutely zero complaints on that one. So, but just keep that in mind if you're looking at these. I don't think you're going to go wrong. You just got to make sure you get the size that's going to fit your wrist correctly. So without further ado, let's jump back over to the studio, give you my final thoughts on the Aragon Caprice Chrono with the Swiss Ronda quartz, and give you the details on the 2-watch giveaway that we got for hitting our 1,000 subscribers. So stand by. All right, there you go, folks. That is the review of the Aragon Caprice Chronograph. I think it's a phenomenal watch. I think it's a fantastic watch. I think if you're into chronos, you definitely want to check out. Aragon. I think it's a great entry-level chrono. I think it's very comfortable wear. I think it fits a lot of roles. I've done a review on my Citizen titanium chrono GMT and the Calibre 2100, and I think the two Citizen chronos are better than this one, only a sense because of the build quality, GMT, titanium, Eco Drive, bracelet, etc. But for entry level, for getting into a chrono that's going to be, go in the water and do the things you want to do, I think this is phenomenal. The Citizen Eco Drive titanium one is a diver's GMT, so it's definitely water resistant, no doubt about it. It's a diver's 200, so I think it's even ISO certified. And then the other Citizen is just a phenomenal one. I think this is a fantastic one. I would definitely encourage you to go over to Aragon because with Aragon, you've got the history, you've got the history of the quality builds, You've got great products to choose from, and the price points are phenomenal. He's always got sales going. He always has clearances going. And then if you're on the need or like for bigger watches, then that is the place to go. So tell me what you think of Aragon. Tell me if you got any of their watches. Tell me if you have one of their Chronos. What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Let me know what you think of it. Okay, the giveaway. I'm going to have photos up here so you can see the watches that I'm giving away, but I'm going to hold them up. I'm giving away 2 watches. I'm giving away a Casio Duro quartz. I've got it on a brand new Blue Shark green nylon strap that looks phenomenal. I would have definitely worn this in the Army as a brand new private. The price point is still phenomenal. I think it's still one of the best entry-level water dive watches you can get. And then on this strap, it's just phenomenal. It's a killer watch. I have so many other dive watches. It's just not rotation, but this is one of my first ones. So you're getting one of the first divers I ever owned. It's phenomenal. It's in excellent condition. I think you'll really appreciate it. And then I'm also giving, including is an Invicta Quartz Chrono dress watch on a blue alligator strap. I think there's 2 other straps I have with this one, a blue one and a black, brown one and a black one I think that came with it. I will find those. But these are the 2 watches that I will be giving away to the lucky winner. The way I'm going to do it is you make a comment in the comments down below. You do not have to subscribe to be in this contest. I'd love if you subscribed. It definitely helps the channel. But make a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Then before next week's video, I will pull everybody who made a comment, randomize the names. I'll have my wife pull a name out of the hat, and then I will reach out to you and let you know you are the winner. And I will also announce the winner on next week's video when it drops, and you will be the proud owner of these 2 gorgeous watches. I never did a review on these watches, so you'll have to tell me what you think of when you get them. These are fantastic entry-level watches. If I was getting this for free, I would wear them and rock them all day long. I don't think you're going to go wrong with these. This is just my small way to say thank you for all the support you've given us. As always, folks, Memorial Day weekend is coming up. Remember, Memorial Day is to remember those that gave the ultimate sacrifice in defense of freedom of our country. I will be spending time with my buddies, toasting and lifting a beer to the friends we lost, to the brothers and sisters we lost downrange, and to the 14 guys we lost in Afghanistan when we deployed back in 2012. They are never forgotten as long as we always remember. If you've lost a family member in combat, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I feel for your loss, and know that as long as you remember them, they will always live in our memories. So always remember, thank them. Just remember, Veterans Day is for us that are alive and served, and Memorial Day is for those that are our friends and family that gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect this great nation and protect our freedoms. So as always, folks, remember, there's people fighting battles you're not aware of. Be honorable. Do the right thing always. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Help keep pushing this out to all, and keep growing this video, keep growing this channel so we can keep bringing you great videos. And I got some great video coming for you next week on another really cool Seiko. So I'm looking forward to that one. So as always, folks, I'm diving into watches. You guys have a great weekend, and I'm out.